few things that,
We're live, just so you know. So don't say anything
yes,
great. But
I have
we're
noticed.
on live. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you to Love, Death, and Taxes. It is April 14th, 2023. First of all, we're 4 months into 2023 already. It's always surprising to me that happens as quickly as it does. Right, Agnes? How are you doing?
Yes. Hi, how are you?
Yeah.
I'm great, and the time is flying. I mean,
It, absolutely.
mid-April already? Come on, when the hell that happened?
And as it turns out, when time flies like this is when it becomes tax time. I hope you gathered up all your information and you put it together because Agnes has got some tips for you in just a minute. That's what happens when we talk too long before the show. Guys, you have no idea. We enjoy talking before the show. I got to give Agnes all the drama behind the scenes. One day I'll write a book and you'll all know what's going on. But I want to welcome you all to Love, Death, and Taxes, our little chat about the inevitable things in life. And today, because next week, Monday, the Monday coming, today's Friday, Monday coming is the tax deadline here in the United States. You're supposed to be have your thing out by the 17th by midnight. If you're doing it electronically, you got to get to the post office. I think the post office still stays open late till on that day, right? They actually
I
stay
think
open.
so. I think so. Although
Mm.
I can imagine that majority of people does everything electronically nowadays.
Right,
So I
right,
can see
right.
an IRS website.
Yeah,
you
that's the
know.
thing. Like you're worried now, and it's so busy. You know, and the great thing is, yeah, you can use one of those services like TurboTax or whatever it is, something else out there that'll actually get that thing done. But yeah, Agnes is going to give you some short and sweet um, tips because there is no way that you should be you should try at least if you've got this weekend, right? I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what's going on in your life. I mean, you could be locked down somewhere. You could be hiding. You could be very, very ill. you, you could be um, being chased by Chisholm. Maybe you know who Chisholm is. You know who Chisholm is. Have you ever heard
No,
of Chisholm?
what's
No,
just
you've never heard
what's
of Chisholm. Chisholm.
no.
I used to work in a law firm, and this one guy in there like came to me one day because I was the bookkeeper, billing manager, blah blah blah. And he came to me, he's like, "Yo, what is this Chisholm on my check this week?" And I was like, "Chisholm, show it to me. CH space SUP, child support." He came out of
If
his
you
check.
have that on your paycheck, you have had a set of problems.
Yeah, he's got a whole set of problems. And if I had known you back then, I would have said, "Hey, maybe you need to." But from a tax perspective, like that changes all of everything you're doing, right? I would assume so, right?
Well, yeah, it's being deducted before your taxes, but yeah, that's a big chunk of big deduction
Okay. Yeah,
from your
it's a little bit
income.
of junk. Yeah. So, ladies
Yes.
and gents, it is warm in New York this week. It was 88 yesterday. I think it was 85 today. So that's why we're dressed in a little tropical thing. Maybe we can go out this weekend, Agnes, and go do something fun. I want to say thank you so much for hosting me and my kids last week. Was it last week Saturday or
That was
Saturday
our
before?
pleasure. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was our
yeah.
pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we had a good time. We went and had some Italian food. um, both you and your husband were there, and that's the other thing that happens in New York when it starts to get warm. Either the ice cream truck or the people on the motorcycles. Like it gets crazy out here. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And the next thing I'm gonna hear is merengue music, and I'm gonna be freaking out. Like wait until the night. Listen, I love music like the next guy, but 1 a.m. in the morning, everybody needs to go to bed. All right, I've got things to do the next day. All right,
Now you're
so
showing your age. Now you're showing your age. Come on.
yes, I guess I am showing my age. It's wild. I own a DJ
It's
company. I owned a DJ company for 15 years, and I was the one making noise. I have had
yeah.
police come and turn me off like a mountain a few times. So it's so interesting. You get old, and then you have to deal. But I'm gonna close this window just see
Go ahead.
so we
Yeah.
don't. All right, not so bad now, right?
It's good. It's good.
Okay, good. And everybody's like, oh, "What's that virtual room he's in right there?"
Now you're giving away
Oh,
the secret. Now you're giving away the
what?
secrets. It's your
Really?
living room. It's your living room.
You couldn't tell?
And I want to hear that, the nice sonatas that you play on your
Yes,
piano.
that play on my fake piano. You know what I play on there? The Mandalorian theme. That's what I play. Da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da. All right, so let's go into it. So literally, we are living up to our charter. We talked about death last week. We're talking about taxes this week. I guess next week is a love week. We'll find something to say.
Love Week is every week, so there's
Love
not a
is so
problem.
yes,
We can talk about it. So
true. It makes it really easy. That's one of the easiest things to do. But
yeah.
okay, so the deadline's Monday. What should people definitely try to do this weekend, Agnes? Oh, and by the way, ladies and gents, Agnes is the owner of Tax Resolutions and Bookkeeping LLC. She is a bookkeeper by trade, has a master's in science, in finance. She assists people in getting out of tight situations when they have not paid their taxes for a few years, or they have underpaid, or have other kind of penalties that are coming to her. Just now, she had a conversation with someone from the FBI. Related, not related, I don't know. We'll just see. Bottom line is, if you've got a problem, a real NY tax problem here in the state of New York or on a federal basis, you can reach out to her at nytaxresolutions.com and figure that out. And what she's going to do right now is help you stay out of jail. Okay, let's go, Agnes. Tell them. So this is the only tip I have for you.
I feel so
The deadline's
important
Monday. That's a beautiful introduction,
now.
right? Yeah, it's important.
Absolutely. Taxes in jail. Yes, that's actually what I
Taxes.
do. That's actually
Is
what
that
I do.
is that going to be that'll be the new name of the show? We'll do another show. Taxes, jail,
And
love
penalties.
jail and taxes. Love penalties and jail. Yeah. All right. So
So
what's
just
up?
I'm gonna bring to your attention a few things that they are not tax deductible, at least not fully. So
Mhm,
people wouldn't be surprised, and that will help you prepare for next year taxes as well, like
mhm,
business related entertainment. I mean, you going out to dinner, you discuss your business. It's treated as a either business lunch or a lunch or a business dinner, but it's not deductible 100%. They will allow you deducted 50% only. So
okay.
it's keep your receipts, but it's going to be 50% because when you're having a drink or two and then you just start talking, everyone knows it's not constantly business only. So IRS is very aware of that.
Yes. Okay.
Another thing, business travel.
Mhm.
IRS doesn't exactly care how far you work from home. They are not going to give you deduction for your full travel from home to work and vice versa. They will give you if you're using your car, they will give you 55 cents per mile. You can deduct that if you're using for travel. But if you are traveling for business for your work, let's say from going to see clients and things like that, that is deductible. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So the difference is whether or not you are actually doing this as a business to go and meet with clients, or go on a business trip, or maybe you have to meet someone in another area in order to do your work. That's one thing. But it's different if you are an employee and you're going back and forth to work. You can't actually
Yes,
deduct your
that's
train
correct.
fare. The Long Island Railroad gets you every time. There's nothing you can do about it if you don't have a business. So some people, I mean, I'm going to ask you something,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll put a disclaimer in front of it. Here's the disclaimer, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just take our names off of here too. by
Okay.
uh, by registering an LLC as a business, in what ways can you create a tax shelter for yourself so that when you are traveling and doing certain things with your vehicle that could be related to business, is that make it just a little bit better for you to do that?
Well, there is not only LLC when you are a business owner. There's a difference when you're a business owner and you're traveling, you're using your car, you're using the mileage is a big thing, because if you either estimated mileage that you're using for going from a client to client, that's one thing. When you're just traveling as an employee to work, then forget about it. It's on
Right.
you.
Okay.
But when you're a business owner, you can deduct a lot of things. You can deduct the toll, the parking, the mileage, the usage of the car. There's a lot that you can deduct. Not the lease
Right.
payment, not the insurance payment on the car.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
Because
but
everybody has to get that. Okay.
yeah, but the mileage is a big thing. Believe it or not,
Okay.
that actually adds up. And
And now that's for your passenger vehicle. However, if you are, say, a painter, for example, and your truck, your van is what you use to actually go, can you deduct your
yes,
insurance and your car, your payment for that
well,
kind of vehicle?
it depending if you're using typically if you're using only for your
Work.
business, then there are
Yes.
ways where you can
Okay.
deduct as much as you can. But if you
Excellent.
are if you only have only one car, then don't tell me that you're not going to use it for grocery shopping or going to church and things like that.
Right.
So there has
Right.
to be
Right.
certain partial bills going to be deducted
Okay. All right.
from that.
Right.
So yeah, commuting from work to home and coming back, that's not going to be deducted. That if you're an employee, so that's a business different travel than a business travel for if you're going to see your clients and um or driving to your business dinner
Right.
or business
Technically,
purpose.
look
Yeah,
at that. Look at that. Yes.
yeah.
Even though it seems to be pleasure, it could be business. You just
Well,
have
if you're
to make
discussing
sure.
business, not only hey, how is your
Absolutely.
business going and everything else, it's different stories. So
Like you have for 5 minutes, and then the rest of the time you talk about football or TV or whatever else.
there
No,
you go.
if it
Yeah.
actually
So,
the
so
purpose
maybe
was it for.
for that reason, you cannot deduct 100% of your bill for
Okay.
your business dinner. Okay.
Okay.
Now, charities, it's a beautiful thing to donate things, but not all the charities are being tax deductible. With
Yeah.
your personal taxes, you have to be careful because only certain percentage will be depending of how much you make, how much is your income. Certain percentage can be deducted, not 100% will be deducted. When it comes to pledges, the same thing. Pledges can be deducted depending if you put, let's say your favorite charity via payroll deductions in September, your fundraising, you can deduct that between September and December, not for the full year. So you just be careful with
Right.
let your accountant help you with that.
Right.
Also,
What?
when it comes to donations,
I
make
was just
sure
gonna say,
that
what about donations?
yes, there's a lot of different types of donations, but make sure that they are credible donations, the ones that they will give you a little piece of paper stating, okay, we are here and there and on this and date, and our driver pickup donations, either from your home or you sent money to donations that is on the record, not just let's say Agnes sent a donation, and you know, like if you wish, I will accept the problem, but I cannot give you the receipt for the fact that you donated it. So it's
Right. Right.
you know, make sure they are legit. Make sure they are legit. And like
Yes. You can actually say, mhm.
my husband and I,
I
we
just want to say
yeah.
because the channel Agnes is tax resolution. Agnes Amasano Tarot. Your new channel tonight. Also on tonight. One of my particular favorite charities is the Babylon Breast Cancer Coalition here in Babylon. And they are just coming back this year from several years. People who have breast cancer, they have basically what we would refer to as underlying issues. And so they don't want to gather and have like a COVID party and get them all sick. So they've been putting this off since 2020. Yeah, they had the last one was in 2019 in May. And so a new one is coming up and they'll be doing that. But when you pay for the raffles or the whatever, all of that could be considered donations, right?
It could be considered donations, but do you have proof? Can you obtain a proof, a receipt that you donated that money? Doesn't matter
Yeah,
how
not only
good.
donation.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
so what it is they have an event, and when you pay for the event, the proceeds go to the Babylon Breast Cancer Coalition. Yeah, you get some dinner and stuff like that, but it is and it's a lot of people. I mean, honestly, it's one of the better events that's held in the town of Babylon for the year. And you pay for your dinner, and then that dinner or what your payment that you've made actually goes towards them.
Okay,
So
you have to have this donation acceptable for tax write-off. You have to deduct the cost of dinner out of that.
Okay, good. Okay, so you would take the tax. Okay, that's interesting. So I guess I'd have to ask them what that would be. I have no idea.
Approximately, but the cost of dinner, because you
How much?
benefit by eating that dinner.
Yes. Okay. So
I know it's getting
okay. In the same
complicated.
way with the meals, same way with the business meals, like it's half, right? You can't actually deduct the entire meal. You can only deduct half of the meal because
Yeah.
Okay. That's
You
interesting.
benefited by eating.
Yes, you benefited by eating, and really, you would only have paid for one person, your business person, but you would have eaten your own half of the meal. So yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I hear you.
And that's what comes that I keep saying, if you can prove, because undocumented cash donations, they're you cannot do it. You cannot say this. I gave to someone like $500 and whatever. You have to have the receipt. So, you know.
Don't do it. Cut it out.
Now, the same thing. Political contributions are not tax deductible.
Oh, okay.
Are not.
Good.
Are not.
They're not. Okay.
No, they are not. And also volunteer time, like you want to donate your time. The same thing. It's not going to happen. You know, you are in
Your
charge
time
of
is
your
not
time.
donatable.
Sorry.
So
Yeah.
So if I do something for the Babylon Breast Cancer Coalition, I don't know, maybe like help them with their social media posting, right?
You're gonna do it from the goodness of your heart.
Yeah, I can't charge. I can't file for that. No, I have to take the hit. Okay. Okay, that's good. That's good.
Out of
It's good to
goodness of
know.
your heart will make you feel better, you know, because
You
you're
know
a
what?
good person.
You
So
know what?
that's why.
Now you're making it so that yeah, I'm giving them. Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. Great.
Yeah.
Yes. Moving
Also,
on.
Bitcoin and virtual currency. If you was anyone still in it, it's being taxed.
That's so wrong for you to say it like that. Like if you're still doing that, cray cray. Conspiracy time. Conspiracy time. Okay. Let me create a banner for that.
Oh my gosh! Oh my god!
Conspiracy time. Yeah, I thought this was going to be over. You thought this was going to be over fast, but no, Agnes. Not when you're hanging out with Brian.
So I just want to throw this out there that let's say if you hold a Bitcoin, it's treated as property tax.
Yes.
And it's any gain or losses are treated just like any property tax.
So Bitcoin is considered property, not funds. Is that because it's non?
For tax is being treated as a property tax. I guess they didn't figure it out properly yet what to do, but they want to know if you have it, you pay tax on it.
But it's a yes, for sure. But it's currency, isn't it? Why would it be any different than say some sort of mutual fund or something like that you purchase?
It is, but for tax purposes, it's treated as a property tax just for that purpose. Yes, it's treated as a mutual, you know, like bonds and mutual funds, but for the tax purposes, it's treated as a property tax. So any gains or losses are being addressed that way, not. You know, if someone is paying you in a Bitcoin, let's say you're getting your employer's paying you in Bitcoin, you still have to get your W-2. And
if your employer is paying you in Bitcoin, you need to find a new employer. What if the banks didn't like the fact that they could create their own currency with Bitcoin, and because of that, they have flooded it. The Bitcoin was going fine; it was just going up, and all of a sudden, all these other guys got involved. You know, all these other people, you could buy and trade stocks with Bitcoin. Everybody was accepting it. The minute it got accepted, down into the garbage, right? Who was that guy? Weren't we talking about some young kid who had just cashed out like a few million of, like you were talking about that? Let's not say any names or anything like that, but you were talking about some kid who had just bought a house cash because he had so much Bitcoins, you know, around. I wonder what he's doing right now. Like, did he get rid of it in time? You know what I mean? Because he cashed out.
Maybe he's still living happily ever after. Who knows? But Yeah,
But
don't
yes.
invest right now in Bitcoin, Derek. Just between you and I, everyone else can do whatever they
Oh,
want.
and just a disclaimer right now, we do not know about your particular situation. We're not giving you any specific financial advice. This is just our ruminating about whatever is going on.
Our
Maybe
opinion,
Bitcoin is
our
great.
opinion. Yes, just
Yeah,
our
maybe you'll buy Bitcoin and it'll be great. We don't know. We're just saying stuff. Ooh. My gosh, there's so many people who I know were just like, I told you, I told you, I told you, because it did take like a major tumble. But sometimes that's what happens too. Like things have to level themselves out,
Yeah.
when something just keeps on going up like that, like the dot-com bubble, you know what I mean? These all these businesses were out there, all these so-called great websites that had no monetization value. And so yeah, they actually crashed. That bubble came down on top of everybody, and all these businesses got wiped out. I mean, even some of them that were good, Yahoo,
Yeah.
are now just gone. CompuServe, where is that? AOL, you know what I mean? It's rough.
Yeah.
And I'm not
Yeah.
just saying that because I'm a dog. Where are they now? What's happening now? All right, let's go back.
And
What's left? What else is
what's
left?
left is how to increase your refund. So either throughout the year you readjust on your W-4, your deductions, you maximize your deductions. So throughout the year, instead of getting higher paycheck, you just pay a little bit more in taxes just in case, instead getting deductions for five, just put zero, or some people pay additional $20 or $15 per paycheck just to make sure that they are not either paying at the end of the year, or they just want a little refund at the end of the year for whatever reasons they want it. Child tax credit. There's also very important not to forget that. What I think some people might either not know or forget about, it's filing status. Um, a lot of my clients, especially if someone is the business owner, I am advising to file separate, not together with their spouse, just in case for the future implication with tax situations. You never know what's going to happen. That's going to affect your credit. That's going to affect your taxes, and you own the house. If IRS puts the lien on a house, they cannot take the whole house. They will just put on one spouse. It's responsible for it, not both. But a head of the household is always getting the maximum refunds. That
Okay.
means what qualifies you as the head of the household. If you are responsible either for all the expenses at home, or at least 90% of it. So even if there is a married couple, and one of the spouses is not working or bringing only 5
Mm-hmm.
or 10% of the income, you can actually retain your filing status to the head of the house. Or single parents are definitely head of the household. So it's what
Right.
to address that with your accountant to um, maximize your refund.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm. Yeah. Good.
So
Good.
that's my tips
And
for
that's what
today.
people are going for. Yeah, it is. Those are the great tips. They're great tips. Excellent. And that's what they're really going for, right? They want to get a maximum amount of refund. And so that does make a lot of sense. You know what I wanted to ask you? Are there any new laws or anything new that has happened this year or in the last couple of years that that people look for or pay attention to?
Every year there are some adjustments. Every year there are some adjustments. Um, the last it was with the property tax for the second home, that you are not able to. This is being cap on property tax on your second home. You can only deduct 10,000, not everything. So there is the last administration put that adjustment, which is not exact for people that they have several homes. It's not
Yes,
exactly
yes.
a
So,
good thing.
okay,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
You know, for every year there's a little bit of a difference when comes to the amount of your mileage between 55 to 60 cents per mile. There
Right,
are a little
right.
bit
Which
of
makes it a no.
little
Mhm.
adjustments, yeah, but not
What
major
about
things.
nothing major? This week? I understand that they ended all COVID benefits. Officially, the financial stuff that was going on with COVID is now over. What about in the last year? Because I know that that was still happening. There were businesses that were still claiming COVID grants. They were still getting that. Are those things that people need to worry about right now?
Well, those COVID grants ended some time ago because what the people were
Hmm.
talking, the PPP loans and everything else, there were two rounds, and if you close your eyes for a moment, you miss the second chance of applying because they ran out of money. So some of majority of my clients were able to file timely all the paperwork that they had have those loans forgiven, so they didn't have to pay back.
Good,
I noticed with
good.
one of my clients, I didn't do their paperwork, so they are paying it back. But yeah, there is those things like you can use because of COVID, they didn't file timely because of COVID, they didn't do this, I didn't do that. That's yeah, you cannot use those excuses anymore. When it comes to grants, they run out
Right.
of money some time ago. So I don't even be honest with you, I don't even know what they're talking about because
Yeah, exactly. Well,
that
they closed it
ended.
down. No matter what, they were like, "We
That
don't have
ended
any more money for
long
you."
ago. Yeah, there was
Yeah,
no
so
money so long ago.
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah.
those nipples are being put back in the bra. So yes, the it's the end of tax season, guys. Get your thing out by September. By September. Oh my gosh. Oh, what about filing for
Extension.
extensions?
Yes, well, you
Mhm.
have to file for extension. You can still file. You have to file by the 17th. Don't
Right?
forget that payments are due with the extensions. If you
Right.
think that you're going to end
If
up
you owe
paying,
money,
you
you
have to
still
send
have
that
to end up paying.
payment. Yes.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to pay the penalties. The interest on
No
the
matter what.
late payment. So
Yeah.
that's not going
Right.
to. I mean, it will buy you more time, but if you're not going to send a payment, you're still going to end up paying interest and penalties on a late payment.
Whenever I hear that, I always think, how do I know what the payment is? I can't even get my taxes together to do it. But I would assume what you do is just break something off and send it to them and just say, hey, I sent you something like it was, I tried, you know what I mean? And at minimum, maybe that will at least cover whatever interest may have accrued if that was not the amount that you were supposed to send. You know what I mean? Send something. I don't know what your tax bill looks like, but try to send something. If you're looking at it, it looks like you're gonna owe a bunch. Try to send something, or call Agnes. Figure it out. I don't know what you need to do, but you need to figure
Either
out.
that, and then let's say you own at the end $2,500. If you send $2,000, your interest and penalties will be on $500, not 2,500. So that's always you
Right,
saving money on that.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. To some extent, you're saving something. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Love, Death, and Taxes. It is our conversation between myself and Ryan Williams, a social media digital marketer, digital marketing consultant, and the lovely Agnes Amasano, who is both a bookkeeper, a wedding consultant. It's not really consultant,
No,
is it? You
wedding
are
officiant, sir.
you're
Wedding
really efficient, but you also do some consulting for love. When you talk about love, I like to
Love,
talk
yeah.
to Agnes about this stuff. Yeah, I
I'm
said
a relationship coach.
Lou.
I'm a
Yeah,
relationship coach. Yes.
relationship coach, right? Right, and then on top of that, she does a little painting. I mean, what's the last thing you've painted? Are you doing it now
If
just to?
you're referring to this as a little painting,
No, you
you
do
you can
well.
find you can find images of my work on Society 6.
I know you're in.
That's a little paintings.
You're
I'm
in
part. I'm
museums.
part.
I understand. I understand. I'm just saying when you do it, it's not so much little. It's like I'm talking about the amount of it that you do because right now I know you're deep into tax season
Editing.
because of whatever
Yeah.
else you're doing. Right? But yes, it's kind of meditation for you, right? It's also something
Yes,
that you
it
do
is.
in other places.
Absolutely. Instead seeing psychiatrist, I paint.
I just put my head under the pillow and scream. No,
I'm
no,
a
I got
depression pain. That's it. That's my therapy. Yes.
it's much better, much better. At least you put it out somewhere and someone else sees it. But yeah, ladies and gents, if you do have something you'd like to talk to us about or you'd like to bring up a topic, you send it a mailbag at lovedeathandtaxes.com. I'm so happy to be here with you, Agnes, and that we're able to do this every week. Like I was thinking about, you know, uh, how sometimes right before the show comes, it's like, oh my gosh, I've got to hustle to make it happen because Friday evenings are always a little busy. You're trying to finish your work up for the week and all that and move on and whatever. And sometimes you just say to yourself, you know what, whatever, stop. I'm just going to go and do this. And I enjoy it so much. I do like having the conversation. And I hope you out there are also enjoying the conversation and will write to us and tell us exactly how much you like us or don't like me, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. I'm good. I'm good.
Who cannot
I'll
like
be
you?
good with
Who cannot like you?
that. No. Sometimes I get very interesting feedback sometimes. No, Agnes is great. Who's that guy? So it is what it is. All right.
You're so
So
funny.
until next week, what are we doing? What date is next week? So it's 15th now. So it's like the 21st to 22nd. We're almost done with
21st.
yeah, it's the 21st. I mean, we're almost done with this month. There's April's got only 30 days in it. Some of you will already be in jail for your taxes by that time. Unless you reach out to Agnes and straighten that out. If you're in Babylon, you might see me walking around because I am reaching out to local businesses to talk to them about their digital marketing and specifically what they've got on their Google business profiles right now because it's all a mess right now. And if you really plant that flag, you'll get found. But we're having that conversation with a lot of people. ilovebabylon.com is coming back up. I hope you're looking for that. And I want you to, of course, check out nytaxresolutions.com or go to Agnes Amasano Tax Pro here on Facebook if that's what you're looking for as well. I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much, Agnes. Agnes, why don't you say something in Polskiewicz? Oh, is that what we said?
Polskiewicz.
I'm making up my own language now. Hey, there's a really good show. There's a really good show on Netflix. It's like it's funny as heck. I'll send it to you. But this really good show, and I'm trying to like listen to it in Polish at the same time as watching it with the English subtitles. So it's a very and it's funny. Like they're funny, but it's also like Nazi stuff in it. It's weird. It's weird, but it's like it's it's comedy. Like these people are they've lost it. They don't know what they're doing.
I have to tell you that I'm watching my husband from beginning of the year.
Yes.
And he's learning Polish. He's got over 240 words in his vocabulary now. So he can understand a lot of things. He can say certain sentences, certain expressions. he's not ready yet to have a full conversation, but at least he will get the sense of the conversation that
Yeah,
somebody else is talking.
right. So
But
they can't call him like names behind his back. Like, look at that lanky goo or whatever. Because
don't say
that's
so.
the thing
No, no.
that used to
But
bother me with my wife in Vietnamese. That's why I learned some Vietnamese, because I didn't want them to call me all kinds of weird stuff behind my back. Like, what?
but he's doing that because my family loves him so much. And he's like, okay, you're Agnes's husband, you are part of the family, and that's it. So he's part of huge family now, and they doing their best to communicate with him. And a lot of from the younger generation actually speaks English, so they are able to. Yes, but then he wants to speak to everybody, communicate with everybody. So he's putting so much effort to learn to be able to talk to him. Like at his birthday, my uncle, my mother's brother, come up to him and start talking to him in Polish and wish him happy birthday in Polish and hug him and drink with him and everything. Like it's from like charades, you can get the sense of everything. But I just realized how difficult this language is. And sometimes about some adults, and I'm looking at him like, I don't know, I don't remember. I just learned it. So, yeah, he is watching. Also, he's watching.
Wszystkiego najlepszego z okazji urodzin.
That's all the best birthday.
Yeah. Is that all the best for the day? I just put happy
all
birthday.
The best for your birthday. For your birthday.
So it's not just happy birthday, it's the whole wish.
All the best for your birthday. But that's how you would say happy birthday here. That's exactly what it is. So you have the full sentence with like 10 words instead of just saying happy birthday. Yes.
Yeah. The whole Stevie Wonder song. You can't just say happy birthday. You gotta say happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. The whole thing.
And instead singing happy birthday in Poland, they wish you 100 years. There's a whole song. Instead of happy birthday, they're saying 100 years, 100 years.
Oh, I need that because I'm trying to get to 100. I want to see, I want to see when the aliens come. I want to see when AI takes over. And
you mean they're not here yet?
I was talking to my kids about whether or not we live in a real world or this is sort of a simulation, and it's fascinating how they see it and how they think about it. They were like talking to me like, but Dad, I mean, even if we go with the traditional and say God created heaven and earth and blah, 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 technically, that's a simulation too. He's like, let me just build this thing and see what you all do when we do it. He's not just doing it because he wants to see what you're doing. And so in a way, it's technically a simulation. Oh my gosh, I'm holding you up. I'm like, let's keep on talking forever.
You good. That's another show. That's another show.
That's another show. That's right. We're gonna have another show, and we're gonna call that conspiracy time. And whether or not we have a conspiracy or not, I'll just have you call me now, and work all that out. But yes, great to talk to you, of course, every week. You guys check in, same time, same station, same stations next week. It'll be April 21st. So we're getting into what I call I Love Babylon season, but really it's spring. It's moving forward. You're done with the first quarter of the year. It's time to get busy really right now with your business, regardless of whatever it is. All right. So Agnes, you want to say goodbye in Polinsky? What did I call it before?
Polski.
Oh, it is just Polski.
Polish, that means Polski.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, see.
No.
But yes.
Do widzenia.
That sounds like Russian to me. Isn't that something? But they're very similar, I assume.
Do свидания. Do widzenia.
Yeah, yes. You just
It's a little
switch it
different.
up.
It's a little
Yeah, a little
different.
bit. All right, ladies and gents. I'll see you next week. Have a good time. Bye, Agnes.
Bye, Ryan.
All right.